city was in shock. Instead of the largest ship in the world, the RMS Carpathia is in her place. On board are hundreds of survivors of another ship. In a matter of hours, the whole world will know the fate of the RMS Titanic. The White Star Line had been at the forefront of the maritime industry for quite some time. However, they were still behind on the new and upcoming trends of ocean travel. Ships like the Lusitania had taken the market by storm. The Greyhounds were everything that the ship is. Large, vast spaces, and great speed to match. Unsatisfied with being outpaced by Cunard, Tabrus Ismay, the owner of White Star Line, called upon the brains of Belfast to build his response. In Belgravia, Ismay and another man, William Pierrie, were discussing the idea of a brand new class of ships. Apart from the friendly banter, the conversation kick-started the birth of a class of liners. From this point forward, history would forever be changed. Throughout the years, these ships would arise amid the bustling city. Amid the political turmoil surrounding them, these ships were destined to propel White Star Line into the new decade. They were to be called Olympic and Titanic. To accommodate the immense size of these ships, Alexander Carlisle had made a recommendation to add 64 lifeboats. Lord Pierrie, concerned more with passenger accommodations, had ignored Carlisle's recommendation. Furious, Alexander Carlisle resigned from the project. The Olympic had been completed and was painted a beautiful white paint for the occasion. Nearby, the Titanic was nearing completion. Onlookers watched in awe as the Olympic slid into the harbor. Ismay beamed onward at his new flagship. This was the answer to Cunard's Greyhounds, and he had been the one who challenged them directly. May 31st, 1911. The Titanic had been unleashed from her slipway. The massive liner gently coasted down to the water and was sent to be fitted out. Titanic would be fitted out throughout the rest of the year. The Titanic was scheduled for a March maiden voyage. Unfortunately, this was never to be. The RMS Olympic had a nearly disastrous run-in with the HMS Hawk. The ship was steaming down the Solent and was trying to pass the much smaller cruiser. As the ships passed, the Hawk suddenly veered into the Olympic, tearing a considerable gash into the side of the ship. Olympic limped back for repairs where she would meet the Titanic, which was now delayed to make way for Olympic's repairs. Titanic would have to leave for her maiden voyage on April 10th instead. The RMS Titanic had gone through successful sea trials and was slated to depart for New York on the 10th of April. With a sound of her whistle, the Titanic, the largest ship in the world, departed for her maiden voyage to much fanfare. At Cherbourg, Titanic took on even more passengers. The tenders SS Nomadic and SS Traffic ferried passengers, cargo, and mail across the harbor to the ship. At Queenstown, even more passengers would embark. The rich and famous of Edwardian society to the poor immigrants seeking a new life had boarded. 2,240 passengers and crew in total. Spirits were high on board the Titanic. Throughout all classes, the passengers dined well and socialized together. The Guarantee Group, a group of hand-picked individuals from the construction of Titanic, were allowed passage for the maiden voyage to ensure that all was well. Thomas Andrews was a part of this distinguished group. On Saturday, April 13th, the Marconi wireless had malfunctioned. Operators Jack Phillips and Harold Bride worked tirelessly to fix the set, against the company policy. On Sunday, April 14th, the exhausted operators finally fixed the Marconi wireless and began catching up on the backlog of personal messages. Among many of these messages, Titanic received ice warnings from the RMS Caronia. Later in the day, the RMS Baltic, among others, also reported ice directly in Titanic's direction. The SS Californian had sent the Titanic multiple ice warnings. A certain exchange had ticked off Jack Phillips, who promptly replied, "Keep out, shut up, I am working, Cape Race," in retaliation. Miles away, an iceberg, shaped by the forces of nature, floats peacefully on its journey to the south. In a matter of moments, this iceberg would decide the fate of thousands.
Iceberg, right ahead!
What do you see?
Iceberg, right ahead!
Thank you. Iceberg, right ahead.
RMS Titanic, the largest ship in the world, struck a fatal blow to her starboard side. From this moment, she would be heading to the bottom of the North Atlantic.
What did we hit?
An iceberg, sir.
All engines stop. Summon for the ship's carpenter and Mr. Andrews. What did you see?
They're flooded, Captain.
Were you still able to get underway?
One is in 5 different compartments. She can only stay afloat with 4 compartments, and not with 5. Perhaps in an hour or 2, this whole ship will be underwater.
Thank you, Mr. Andrews. Prepare to lower the boats for an evacuation. Officer Murdoch, you will man the starboard side. Officer Lightholler, you will be on the port side. You have your duties, now go.
Okay, these are the coordinates. Now what?
Only one thing to do. We need to send a distress call and pray that someone hears us.
Hold on a minute. Do you think it's time for us to use it?
Don't try to crack a joke right now. I'm trying to send a distress signal.
No. I meant the new distress call. SOS.
Alright, SOS it is.
Gentlemen, it's been a privilege playing with you tonight.
Titanic is lost. Over 1,500 lives are lost. And it would not be until early morning that the RMS Carpathia would arrive to pick up survivors. Following the loss of the RMS Titanic, a United States Senate inquiry was held to discover what had happened on that fateful night and receive eyewitness testimonies to get a better understanding.